Gervonta Davis and who's coaching him. Listen, ego thoughts. I had to make this video. I wanted to make the video. Here we are. There's a lot of hoopla about Gervonta Davis. Let me jump right into it. Gervonta Davis is a face of boxing. And with Canelo making the move to do a 4-fight deal in Saudi Arabia, for me, that takes him out of his initial market, America and also Mexico. It puts him, and with who he's fighting, like a William Skull, it just makes him kind of out the way. So for sports, in the sport of boxing, Gervonta Davis is that dude. He's still electrifying and he's fun. With the good comes the bad. Despite Gervonta making all this noise, bringing all these eyeballs and looks and butts in the seat in the sport of boxing, it has not changed the fact that with that and with that territory comes the haters. The haters will do anything to say negative things about Gervonta Davis. Just in the fact that they talk about Gervonta Davis so much, it proves to me who is really the face of boxing. Because even Canelo Alvarez, yeah, you might have Jake Paul who does an angry video about Canelo, but he's really doing that because he had a deal, or so he thought, with Canelo, and Canelo, bailed out and backdoored him, right? So he has every right to be mad. But outside of that, there's not that many names that are bringing up Canelo on the regular. David Benavidez, who wants to fight Canelo, occasionally he'll bring up Canelo's name, here and there. But you see Benavidez is content making his own path, fighting the Morrells of the world, the Andres, the Caleb Plant, despite Canelo, right? So everybody else is moving on, and the most talked about name, clearly Gervonta Davis. Clearly, you got promoters like Top Rank and a headline Keyshawn fight. They're showing graphics of their prospect Abdullah Mason and comparing him at age 20 to who Tank is at age 20. Why didn't you compare him to Top Rank fighters like Abdullah Mason at 20 versus Lomachenko, or Keyshawn Davis, or former Top Rank fighters like Shakur Stevenson? Why compare him to a PBC fighter? Made a video about it, and we know why. So now the latest is, people say Tank got issues with the law. He ran somebody over. He has tax issues. This is what people are saying about Tank. And now the latest is, he has a different trainer. Barry Hunter's his head trainer. My thing is this. Tank has not come out and clarified his training situation about Coach Calvin Ford or Kenny, what their involvement is. Is Hunter going to be his head trainer? Maybe he does have Hunter as his head trainer for this fight. He's fighting a guy from the DMV area, and you have a DMV coach that in gym, the Headbangers gym, Boog, Barry Hunter, you work with them. They're all family. So maybe it's for the occasion of fighting Lamont Roach, who's also from that area. I don't know. But guess what? I don't care. Tank hasn't clarified it. It's his fight. We'll see on fight night who he fights. This is so crazy that you have people, and we know where it's coming from. The Keyshawn Davis fans, the insecure fans, right? The Haniac that got all this stuff to say and, spreading gossip and lies, and content creators, I tell you all the time, there's a lot of low quality content available in boxing. Bad thumbnails, cheap looking thumbnails. You have bad audio quality, bad visual quality, and then bad information. Why is it a big deal? Why is everything so sensationalized when it comes to Gervonta Davis? If he wants to trade trainers or switch trainers or bring somebody in, a different set of eyes, why is this such a big deal either way? You got guys like Ryan Garcia. Everybody talks about his fan base is huge. Ryan has a big fan base. Ryan Garcia is a huge budding star, superstar, all this. Let's talk about Ryan Garcia then. Ryan Garcia was with Joe Goosen. He was with Eddie Reynoso. He left Eddie Reynoso. He's with Derek James. Then he left Derek James after the Devin Haney fight, which is probably his biggest win, right? He left Derek James, and now he's back to Eddie Reynoso. So You have a young fighter who people are calling a superstar. Mind you, they said his next fight with Rolly, Tank leftover, 2 Tank leftovers in a main event, right? Could be free and open to the public. That was reported by Lance Pugmire, right? So Ryan's supposed to be the biggest superstar, right? And nobody seems to care when this big superstar, Ryan Garcia, moves trainers, and he's had a lot more movement in terms of his team and shuffling and shifting and moving people. Again, Goosen, Reynoso, Derek James, back to Reynoso, his dad. He's had a lot of trainers. But only when it comes to Gervonta Davis is it turned into this big like production about who's training him and his personal life, his personal business. And that's just a sign that Gervonta Davis is him, and he's the dude who really is the face of boxing at the end of the day, because people can't stop talking about him no matter what. So I wanted to make this video. I don't care who's training Tank. What's important is that he's being trained and he looks insanely disciplined. I need you, the public, to put your foot down and demand more from us content creators. There's a lot of lame conversations being had, agenda pushing, propaganda, narrative, just real low level, low IQ stuff going on in the sport of boxing. Like, how is it even satisfying to you as a connoisseur or a consumer of boxing to hear some of this mumbo jumbo? People said Tank's fight's canceled. The same people that said his fight was canceled and really honed in and doubled down and acted like they believed his fight's canceled, they'll do watch parties for his fight on March 1st and, you know, give you coverage about how his fight is going on still. Wait, what about the accountability? You were pushing that Tank's fight was canceled. You were pushing that no venue and, you know, PBC ran out of money and all these different narratives you see surrounding Tank so people can hate. So how is it that you guys as boxing fans are accepting people to try to play both sides of the fence like that? Not just reporting news and what happened, but almost like making up clickbait and over glorifying, overplaying their hand in order to try to stir up some controversy for clicks. And then now the latest is Tank and his trainer, and he's unhappy. I mean, the same people said Tank was unhappy and he was retiring and this and that. And then now he's saying he don't know when he's going to retire and this and that. So it's like the news cycle in boxing is trash, where people will say something and then a day later it'll be proven wrong. And then you guys go back to content creators who are abusing that, your loyalty. Couldn't be me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. We'll see who Tank chooses on fight night as his head trainer. I'm not worried about it. Tank looks focused. He looks locked in. He looks dialed. And he's getting ready for Lamont Roach in whatever way he sees fit. We don't know all the details, so it's not a big deal to me.